When's the last time you've been able to trust somebody? And I don't mean your parents or your siblings or your best friend. I mean a complete stranger to be a decent human being. Recently, I swapped out my gaming chair for a drafting chair because I find I do most of my work in a working position. So I wanted to post my gaming chair on Facebook Marketplace. So this chair is the 2022 Secret Lab Titan, and it's been an excellent gaming chair for me. The only reason I was getting rid of it is because I needed a drafting chair where I put most of my hours in a working position instead of a laid-back gaming position. I've replaced the entire seat, and I only have damage on pretty much just the armrest. I put it up for $280. I am not a chair appraiser, but that's what I thought the value was. And pretty much right off the bat, I had a bunch of accounts trying to lowball me at $270, $250, $200, even $180. A lot of these accounts were sketchy. They didn't really even have any sort of history, barely any profile, or maybe even some bad reviews. I already have a replacement chair, so I'm in no rush to get rid of it, so there's really no reason to take a lower price other than to get the space back. And then comes a buyer who at least asked me some questions about the chair, like what model it is or if there's any other damage. And this seems all good. Finally, I have a decent buyer. But then they start asking me if I can sell it to them for $200 because they come from a town that's an hour to an hour and a half away. So I'm like, nah, I'm pretty firm on the price. And then they ask if it's available now. So I'm like, okay, I've got this haggling situation. One, yes. But then they totally throw me a curveball and try to ask me to e-transfer them $180 first and then the other $100 in cash when they arrive. Now, normally that would be an okay situation. Maybe they're just trying to get a deposit. But because they were already sort of sketchy before and they didn't have any sort of history or profile for their account, it's hard to believe they're like a real person and not some scam artist. And the main red flag here is when they said they're gonna be here in 20 to 30 minutes. Like what happened to being an hour to an hour and a half away? And then they asked for my phone number just in case something happened to Messenger and they weren't able to reach me. And I thought, well, maybe it's a normal thing to ask for your phone number, but again, it's kind of another sketchy thing on top of another sketchy thing. So I tell them that I want to handle everything in cash and all in Messenger. At this point, I'm thinking if they got my phone number and they're going to e-transfer me, maybe they have some sort of scam where they can use my e-transfer account or they can just take the money back, or somehow once I'm already locked into the price, they can just spam me with calls or who knows what sort of scam they have out there. And I would be locked in case I want to back out of this transaction at any point if I feel uncomfortable. Okay, at this point, they're on their way and they're agreeing to pay the $280. So we're in a good situation. Except they asked me if I could disassemble it for them so they could fit it in their car. I've been able to fit an entire live edge table in my car. It might have been half hanging out, but if you want something bad enough, you'll figure out a way. I say I already have other people who are interested, ready to pay full price without complications. So I think I'm going to move forward with them, which is a good situation to have since they don't have my phone number and I'm not connected to their e-transfer. I'm thinking, you know what? He's just a scammer trying to lowball me and get me into situations where they can manipulate me into a lower price. Or maybe they're gonna come here and try to haggle me while I'm in a situation where they've already got the chair in their car. I don't know, my imagination goes everywhere. And then he says, bro, you don't have to disassemble it. I'm already here. I'll give you $300 if they're gonna give you $280. Like, what kind of scam is this? Maybe he's legit. So I say $280 is fine. I agree to go and meet them. But when I bring that chair out, what I see is a kid and his dad. When I gave that kid the chair, I felt terrible. I would have sold that chair to him for far less if I knew it was a kid who just wants a cool gaming chair to play in every day. If I knew that chair was gonna go to someone who would appreciate it with the same, if not more value than I had for it, then I would give it to him for less. So I guess the lesson here is to really try to be authentic. And just the fact that social media and technology has us so divided between caring for people and doing things to make them feel good versus being afraid of someone trying to scam you. We don't really know if the other person on the other side of the screen has the best intentions for you or if people are just trying to manipulate you nowadays. It's unfortunate, but often the reality. It pays to know that sometimes maybe it is just a kid that really wants a gaming chair.